Hi beautiful children, a very good evening to all of you. A very warm welcome to this amazing session. Welcome to your own Aakash BYJU'S NEET live channel. I am Pankhuri Ma'am, your botany teacher, and I'm very happy to have you here this evening. It's a beautiful evening to learn something new. Yeah, and like we have the theme today, the Republic Day theme. Those of you who are going to appear for NEET exam in 2022, by next Republic Day, you would have had your rank. Yeah, your future will be made, and that will be made only if you work hard with us. BYJU'S team is working 24 hours for you to get you there, to hold your hand and actually get you to the gate of the dream medical college. Yeah, we come here every week with the important concepts, every single detail that is important for you. Yeah, what do I need from you? I always tell you in every class, I need you to be consistent in your efforts. It's not like, oh, I'm not feeling like that today, I don't want to go into the class. You have to subscribe to the channel. You have to keep a tab. Which teacher is coming when? When are they coming live? Because every sentence said in the class could be your future question, and every question could make you the doctor you want to be. Yeah, so children, a very good evening. I can see so many of you regular students and so many new names. Parminder Barar, good evening. Shubham Singh, Mohammad Avish, please keep your real names so that I feel nice while taking your names, and you have beautiful names. Yeah, don't write just anything. Ananya Verma, Unnati Sharma, very beautiful name. Mohammad Avish is regular to the class. Ashish, good evening. Now, Ashish ke naam se yaad aaya, please keep your pens and paper ready and your NCERT textbooks open. NCERT is my favorite textbook. I don't think for NEET pattern, for NEET exam, which is the only common exam for medical entrance, ab to AIMS bhi nahi hai, you need to read any other textbook. But yes, the disclaimer is that there's a way to read NCERT, and that is why we come here. That is why I'm here with you, always with you. Yeah, making the job easy for you. I'm telling you how to approach the concepts given in your textbook. Okay, so make your life simple. Take the benefit of these classes, share these sessions so that you have your friends on the channel and you get motivated to attend the class. See, every day is not going to be the same, children. Yeah, you might feel too burdened one day. अरे अभी तो physics की class की थी, अब मैम आ गई botany की class लेकर, I have to study about STEM. I don't feel like. It is okay to feel those feelings. Yeah, I can understand. I've been a student. But you know, when I was preparing for my exam, again, there's another day that I'll tell you the entire story of my preparation, but I had a super powerful group of friends. Yeah, we all were preparing for the same exam. तो किसी दिन किसी को less motivated feel होता था, low feel होता था, the other one would pull them up. So share these sessions, share the channel, share these classes with your friends who have the same goal. शरारती बच्चों के साथ नहीं, who have the same goal. Here at BYJU'S, on this live channel, this channel has been made and I'm coming here for serious work. BYJU'S is not on these channels for anything else. As far as this platform is concerned, you're not getting any drama here. Okay, it's pure, very, very concept-filled classes, and I can say that for all the classes, chemistry, physics, bio, jo bhi aayenge, you will see teachers, you know, focused at, अरे ये question आएगा, अरे वो question आएगा, this is the syllabus, this is what is important. Serious work happening here. So if you are serious, it'll be very easy for you to tune with us, to feel aligned with us. If you're not serious, if you don't know what actually you want to do in your life, yeah, then it is okay to go somewhere else. Yeah. Okay people, I have more of you. I was waiting for more people. Please time par aaya karo at 7 o'clock. Everything said in the class by every teacher is super important, whether it is to motivate you or it is related to your subject. Gorakhnath Paswan, Arundhati Sarkar, very good evening people. Kulsum, very beautiful name. I remember you from the last class. Okay, Kulsum is our regular student. She's attending my revision sessions wherein we are revising the 11th class syllabus for our upcoming NEET exam. They are rapid fire. They're firing sessions. People are practicing questions. People are practicing advanced concepts. Revision classes are superb. I love them. Sukumar Das, good evening. Piyush Yadav, good evening. Bacha, full life. अरे यार अपना real नाम लिखो. I'm sure it's beautiful. Anyways, hello everybody. Arif, very beautiful name. Muskan Praveen, good evening. Raman Kumar, Padma God, good evening. Lakshay is a regular student. Happy Republic Day. I try to wear something close to Republic Day. Yeah. Sort of green and white is my favorite. Anyway, Nigar Khan, though people who have written weird names, I might not take your name, but I see you there. Syed Furqan Ahmed, good evening. People tell me, where are you from? Yeah, it's so overwhelming, it's so fulfilling for us teachers to realize that we are reaching out to you in every part of the world with such amazing visualized concepts that BYJU'S offers. Yeah. तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है जानकर that people in all parts of the country are getting this knowledge. Yeah. And Piyush, definitely मुझे पता है, मेरी क्लास है, करूँगी मैं start. वामसी, रमन, मेघल, Parminder. अच्छा, I really hope that you people are keeping best of your health. Yeah, you are taking all the precautions. डरने की कोई बात नहीं है, ज़्यादा news मत सुना करो. Yeah, just keep yourself, just use your head. Your medical aspirants, you know biology not the most. Yeah, you should be the one educating people in your family. Wear your masks, wash your hands properly, keep distancing, and don't listen to the news. Yeah, there should be no fear, there should be no spread of fear, the non-required fear. चलिए, छाया is, अगर ये आपका असली नाम है, it's a very beautiful name. बेटा, I'm from here, जहाँ मैं खड़ी हूँ. BYJU'S has its head office in Bangalore, and I belong to Bangalore since many years. I did my studies here, sort of grew up here. Yeah, चलो people, let's start. आज की क्लास मेरी फेवरेट है. मैम आप ऐसा हर क्लास में कहते हो. Well, we are doing the very essence, very core of the subject botany. जिसने ये दो chapters अच्छे से समझ लिए, people settle down. Restrict yourself from putting messages in the chat box when I start the concept. Okay, I will interact with you at intervals during the session. Chaliye, now our class is filled, we can start. If you have understood the chapter of morphology and anatomy, your 12th class syllabus is going to go smooth. Trust me on that. Otherwise, you will have hurdles in understanding class 12 syllabus. और अगर कोई सोच रहा है कि उस वक्त आप कर सकते हो, you can make up for the missed concepts in class, अभी तो ठीक है, let it be. It never happens. Yeah, these 2 years are very tightly planned. According to many chapters, more than 40 chapters that are a part of your curriculum. So use every moment judiciously and be very regular to the classes. अब पिछली क्लास में हमें बहुत मजा आया था when we studied the very easy topic of tissue systems. Yeah, we have ascertained that in plant body there is organization of cells into tissues and tissues into tissue systems, and tissue systems form the mighty organs. Yes, we are good at that. I want to see less messages in the chat box when I start speaking about the concept, because these are all future MCQs. Okay, I'll get to know who is seriously attending the class. मेरी आंखें यहाँ पर कैमरा की तरफ हैं, but every teacher has extra eyes. Yeah, they can sense how the batch is, how every student is. Yeah, so people, the beautiful part of last class was, last Monday when I met you folks, was that we applied the tissue systems, yeah, into organizing them further into dicot root and monocot root. Okay, so that, why I did that intentionally, मैंने root specially आपको पिछली क्लास में इसलिए पढ़ाया, so that you understand कि tissue system को appreciate करने का तरीका है organ anatomy पढ़ना. Yeah, so today we are going to grow up more in this chapter. Yeah, by studying one of my favorites, because people who know me, people who've been associated with me, especially BYJU'S के जो regular students हैं, हम class में इतना मजा करते हैं, they know me when I say that this is my favorite concept, why it is my favorite. Okay, so today's class is very important from NEET point of view. We are going to be doing the anatomy of the mother axis as I call it, morphology जिन्होंने attend किया है regular students, the stem, right? और मैंने आपको एक बात हमेशा बताई है कि अगर कहीं भी किसी के दिमाग में एक फेंट आइडिया है कि बायो तो रटने वाला सब्जेक्ट है, मैं क्यों समझूं, समझने के लिए आई विल कीप माई हेड ओपन, आई विल कीप माई ब्रेन ओपन इन फिजिक्स या केमिस्ट्री की क्लास, तो वो दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी गलती इसलिए कर रहा है बिकॉज बायोलॉजी इज अ डबल सब्जेक्ट इन योर पेपर. Okay, you have to treat this paper as if you're doing a transaction, as if you're doing business. The smarter you are, your chances of getting selected increase then and there. Okay, so it's not a donkey race. There will be many hardworking people, very honestly. Okay, बहुत लोग होंगे जो 2 बार syllabus complete करके भी exam center में बैठे होंगे, right? But this exam, IIT, JEE, and NEET exam are the most prestigious exams of this country for a reason. You need smart work. तो हमें रटना नहीं है. मैंने आपको हमेशा बताया when you are studying the kind of tissues और the tissue system में क्या होगा, उसको रटना नहीं है. You understand that the tissue will correspond to the function, the very existence of the plant part. Root में, whether it was dicot root or monocot root, it's an underground part which wants to absorb constantly. Yeah? We did not see anything other than parenchyma. By ground tissue system, which forms the bulk of the plant body, is made up of paren, colon और scleron. इतना याद है सबको? अगर नहीं है, then you know, nobody can help you. That's why you have to be regular to the classes, you have to revise before every class. Now, ध्यान रखना कि जब stem की बात कर रहे हैं, stem का function from morphology, it is the mother axis which is going to support all other parts. It has to take care of everybody. And it is the aerial organ of the plant. So it is in contact with the physical atrocities. That's a strong word, but think about strong winds and harshness of the aerial atmosphere, which the root does not have to bear. Okay, keeping that in mind, I'm going to start with dicot stem. Ab fatafat, whenever a teacher starts a topic, okay, when I say dicot stem, it should do something to your head. If you are sitting comfortably in the class, that's a bad sign. I want you guys to be uncomfortable. When I say dicot stem, some tingling should happen. Yeah? Ooh, dicot stem कैसी होगी? Dicot, मुझे अभी तक क्या पता है dicots के बारे में? कि dicots में secondary growth होती है, monocot में secondary growth नहीं होती है. Stem को mechanical support की काफी जरूरत है, लेकिन stem को flexible भी होना पड़ेगा. Stem तो photosynthesis में part नहीं लेती है. Stem से transpiration होगी या नहीं होगी. All this discomfort should happen to you. Okay, so keeping this plethora of thoughts, let's discuss and not mug up any concept, people. Now, we know that the sequence goes as epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, which is the bulk of the plant body, and the vascular tissue system. Ab epidermis of root was called as epiblemma. People who are working hard. Now, I told you that root epidermis को stem epidermis या leaf epidermis से distinguish करने के लिए we have given the name piliferous layer or epiblemma. Now, stem की जो epidermis है, it is not absorptive. It doesn't have to absorb water and minerals from the soil. It just has to protect the stem. Okay? So, in order to be very protective, I told you in the last class, use logic. Please don't mug up this. The cells are parenchymatous, very compactly packed. That is what I see 80%, 80 to 85% of the students doing. We don't do that in BYJU'S classes. If you're a part of BYJU'S classes, you know, we don't do that. We arrive at the concept, so to say. So, क्योंकि उसको protect करना है, it doesn't want to have gaps. It's like a tile floor. You don't want gaps. You don't want anything to escape. So these are parenchymatous cells which are very, very closely packed. Good. It is protective in function. Now, just like root hair, stem hair has trichomes. I spoke about trichomes at length in the last class. You can watch that session. Coming to stomata, I told you categorically कि root की epidermis में stomata absent होगा. There's no question of loss of water or transpiration. What is the status in stem? Stem की epidermis में appendages के नाम पर trichomes हैं. Stomata will be very, very less. कोई हैरानी की बात नहीं है if it is absent also. तो रूट में ट्रांसपिरेशन बहुत मिनिमल होती है. स्टेम में ट्रांसपिरेशन बहुत मिनिमल होती है. But stomata can be present. ध्यान रखना एपिडर्मिस में there is no chloroplast, there is no photosynthesis. Yes, the stomata which are in dicot stem, अगर stomata present है, then there are guard cells. Guard cells are the only cells in epidermis which do have chloroplasts. एक और बात, cuticle made up of cutin, which eases out transpiration because of its waxy nature, is absent in roots. हमने लिखा था last class में. Here cuticle can be present. I told you depending on the habitat of the plant, thickness of this waxy layer will differ. Xerophytes में बहुत ज़्यादा thick होगी. Hydrophytes में इतनी ज़रूरत नहीं है, right? So this is what the epidermal tissue. You just organized epidermal tissue system yourself. Yeah. So there is the appendages, the cuticle or the waxy layer which is further protecting the plant from transpiration or loss of water, and there is epidermis of closely packed cell. अब जो favorite part है stem का या root का भी, मैंने आपको बताया था ground tissue system. The organization of ground tissue system is very smartly done by nature. Okay? और हमने last class में पढ़ा cortex, pith, Peri cycle, endodermis and what not. Why I like stem is it is even more exciting here. Now focus on the function of stem and where it is present in the body of the plant. Considering that, let's understand the ground tissue system. Luckily यहाँ पर भी कोई नया नाम नहीं है, कोई मुश्किल नाम नहीं है. Epidermis के बाद you encounter cortex. अब अगर रूट को याद करोगे तो मैंने आपको बताया था कि इट्स अ मल्टी लेयर्ड स्ट्रक्चर. कॉर्टेक्स में बहुत सारे पैरेन्काइमेटस सेल्स हैं, काफ़ी स्पेस है उनमें, इंट्रासेलुलर स्पेसेस हैं और आराम से कंडक्शन होती है. फिर एंडोडर्मिस एक्ट्स लाइक अ स्पीड ब्रेकर. जो लास्ट क्लास में थे वो जानते हैं. बट यहाँ पर स्टेम में कॉर्टेक्स को भी हमने लेयर्स में डिवाइड किया है. सो दिस इज द फेवरेट क्वेश्चन, अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन from NEET point of view. Cortex is further divided into 3 layers. After epidermis, you will encounter hypodermis. Hypo का मतलब होता है नीचे. So after epidermis, you will encounter hypodermis, which for the first time, जब से organ anatomy पढ़ रहे हो, you have not encountered this, but now you encounter that it is made up of collenchyma. There is no intracellular space. It is made up of collenchyma. What will collenchyma do? If you are very seriously attending these classes, I've told you about the nature of collenchymatous tissue. What it does for the plant. Of course, it provides mechanical strength, even sclerenchyma does. But what is precisely the type of mechanical strength provided by collenchyma? Now you tell me, do you think stem needs that kind of mechanical strength? Think about it. Be uncomfortable. After hypodermis, remember, मैंने आपको एक बात बताई है, parenchyma, and I lovingly say this about parenchyma. Yeah, once you fall in love with the subject, you will feel the feeling. Yeah, so I lovingly call parenchyma as the omnipresent tissue for a reason. कुछ हो ना हो, plant को parenchyma की ज़रूरत ज़रूर होगी for conduction, for storage of food, or just to make the body. तो याद रखना कि हाइपोडर्मिस तो हमने डाल दिया है, कॉलेनकाइमा डाल दिया है, बट नेक्स्ट वी विल एनकाउंटर द जनरल कॉर्टेक्स मेड अप ऑफ पैरेन्काइमा. और यहाँ पर जैसा उसका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है वैसा ही वो मिलेगा विथ थिन वॉल्ड सेल्स एंड conspicuous intracellular spaces. Your NCERT says it, conspicuous intracellular spaces. Ab, why am I repeating it? Why am I repeating it? Because this often comes as a true and false statement. Conspicuous intracellular spaces. तो कोई डाउट मत रखना कि इंट्रासेलुलर स्पेसेस एपिडर्मिस में तो है नहीं, यहाँ भी नहीं होंगे, बिल्कुल होंगे, काफी अच्छे से होंगे. तो सेम टिश्यू अपने आप को लोकेशन के अकॉर्डिंग मॉडिफाई कर सकता है. दैट्स व्हाट द एग्जामिनर वांट्स टू आस्क फ्रॉम यू, नॉट द रटोफाइट स्टेटमेंट्स that sometimes we all do. Yeah, that's the biggest challenge we face in biology. So वही पैरेन्काइमा विदाउट इंट्रासेलुलर स्पेसेस था एपिडर्मिस में, अब अच्छे खासे इंट्रासेलुलर स्पेसेस दिखाएगा. सो आपकी हाइपोडर्मिस इज डन, जनरल कॉर्टेक्स इज डन. अब इस जनरल कॉर्टेक्स में क्लोरोफिल अगर प्रेजेंट है, यानी कि क्लोरोप्लास्ट ऑर्गेनल प्रेजेंट है, then you call such parenchymatous cells as chlorenchyma. So a very nice statement that can be asked is chlorenchyma is present in the general cortex of Dicot stem. अब आ जाते हैं innermost layer of cortex is endodermis. ये एक single layer है. रूट में हमने बहुत बात करी एंडोडर्मिस की, बिकॉज एंडोडर्मिस ने सडनली पानी के फ्लो को स्लो डाउन कर दिया था एंड वी कॉल्ड इट एज द बायोलॉजिकल चेक पॉइंट. वहां पर भी ये एक सिंगल लेयर थी, बैरल शेप्ड सेल्स थे. बैरल इज दिस, या बैरल शेप्ड सेल्स थे एंड देयर वर नो इंटरसेल्युलर स्पेसेस. तो यहाँ पर वी विल see, when you study one organ, it is always advisable to study the next organ in comparison. It's it's the best way to learn organ anatomy. Yeah. So वहां पर जैसी endodermis थी, अब वैसी ही है. What is the difference? Here it's very mellow. It's very sweet. It's not doing anything. It's not stopping water. Okay. It is just storing starch. तो क्योंकि एंडोडर्मिस में स्टार्च ग्रेन्यूल्स मिलते हैं, वी कॉल एंडोडर्मिस ऑफ स्टेम एज स्टार्च शीथ. प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन. Cool. So call it starch sheath. Can we write that? Yeah? Starch sheath. That was Casparian strips. So इसमें confuse मत होना. यहाँ पे there is no thickening of suberin. All right, people. Now, pericycle. If you remember, जब हम Dicot's root पढ़ रहे थे, I said that pericycle to me becomes the most important layer out of the entire ground system, ground tissue. Why? कोई है जो मुझे pericycle of root के functions बता सकता है? Just the two functions. And listen to me carefully. The question is about dicot root. Today we are at the pericycle of Dicot stem. यहाँ पर pericycle is not doing those two important functions that I just asked. What is it doing here? Well, think about the function of the stem in the plant. This pericycle decided to be sclerenchymatous. Thick-walled. Sclerenchyma probably has the thickest walls. Nigar, very good. Thank you. Ashish, awesome. Lakshya, यार एक पेरीसाइकिल जो शायद सिंगल लेयर्ड पैरेन्काइमेटस टिश्यू से बनी है, वो क्या सपोर्ट देगी? पैरेन्काइमा सपोर्ट नहीं देता है अक्सर. अच्छा, अब जो लोग यहाँ पर ठान कर बैठे हैं, बहुत डिटर्मिन्ड हैं कि मुझे तो मैं बायजूस में आ गया हूँ, अब कैसे भी आई एम गोइंग टू गेट सिलेक्टेड. भाई ये जान लो, डाइकॉट स्टेम में से मैक्सिमम चांसेस हैं नीट में क्वेश्चन आने के. और दिस इज वन ऑफ द क्वेश्चन दैट द एग्जामिनर लव्स. दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव सीन इन लास्ट 10 years. पहला, पेरीसाइकिल, व्हाट इज इट मेड अप ऑफ? स्क्लेरेन्काइमा. Okay, and semi-lunar patches. Half moon, lunar क्या होता है? Moon. Half moon, half circle shape patches. ये patches vascular bundle को cover कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? अब पेरीसाइकिल देखिए, सेमील्यूना, इनर टू एंडोडर्मिस इज जस्ट द सीक्वेंस एंड कंपोज्ड ऑफ स्क्लेरेन्काइमा. क्यों बार बार मैंने आपको बोला स्टेम की what is the position of stem in the plant, what is it doing? Stem needs a lot of strength in order to support all other organs. Whatever comes just comes and hangs on the stem, and stem has to bear the physical forces as well. तो क्यों नहीं stem में collenchyma और sclerenchyma होगा ही. Yes, think like this, study the subject like this. Now moving further, you know कि अगर हम ground tissue की बात करें, जब आप ऐसे काटोगे ट्रांसवर्सली, एक्चुअली आपको पेरीसाइकिल के बाद ना निकलते हुए दिखेंगे वैस्कुलर बंडल्स. स्टेम में बहुत सारे वैस्कुलर बंडल्स होते हैं. डाइकॉट रूट की तरह यहाँ पर टेट्रार्क या डायार्क कंडीशन नहीं है. देयर आर मेनी वैस्कुलर बंडल्स. लेकिन आई वांट टू डिस्कस एंड द सेंटर मोस्ट, जब आप ऐसे काटोगे लाइक अनियन रिंग्स, centermost region of the stem is called pith. Yes, which you will see once you are done with the vascular bundles. But if for studying purposes, if I have to discuss only the ground tissue system, then pith is a part of the ground tissue system of the plant. And just like monocot root, pith is made up of parenchymatous cells in stem also. और parenchymatous cells हैं तो they will store food. अब पिथ को स्टेम में मेड्यूला भी बोलते हैं. क्या बोलते हैं? मेड्यूला. इस पिथ में से, इस सेंटर में से, लेट मी मार्क द सेंटर. कैन यू सी द सेंटर दैट आई एम मार्किंग? आई विल चेंज द पेन. ये हमारी हो गई पिथ, और पिथ के अराउंड एक सर्कुलर रिंग बनाई मेरे वैस्कुलर बंडल ने. बनाई रिंग? कोई प्रॉब्लम? सो डू यू सी दिस? A ring, the ring type arrangement of vascular bundles is characteristic of dicot stem. This is my favorite line in the textbook. So they are forming, they are encircling the pith or the center. इसको बोलते हैं medulla. Now a very important thing is medullary rays. तो इस pith में it's like a sun. सन रेज की तरह है. What are these? These are radial strips. These are radial strips of parenchyma. And how are they placed? First of all, these are called as pith rays. तो पिथ अगर parenchyma का बना है तो ये भी parenchyma की ही बनी है. And they are present in between the adjacent vascular bundle. Are we good till here? Adjacent vascular bundle. If you really appreciate ma'am, then you will be totally focused in the class. तूफान आ जाए तो भी हिलोगे नहीं. Yeah? Jeevan, we definitely teach chapters of class 12th. Manoj, beta, classes will be bilingual, Hindi and English both. There are a lot of people who want to study in Hindi and there are a lot of people who want to study in English. Nevertheless, the subject, the terms, the concepts are in English, so it's better for you. Medulla word is used sometimes for the core, Parminder. That's the terminology of this subject. Cool people, let's go further. I don't want to forget the questions that my head is bombarded with when I'm taking a certain topic. So I will not come to the chat box till the topic is complete. Distract बहुत करते हो तुम लोग. So देखो, you have to visualize with me. Center में pith था, yeah? And वहाँ से rays of parenchyma are coming. What they'll do is they will help in the radial conduction of substances. Radial conduction of substances. You know, Republic Day is coming. I don't know how many of you are actually patriotic. But I want to tell you something. We are one of those countries who have the best medical colleges, the education is the best. Indian doctors are highly respected if you go to the West. They would do anything to have our cardiologists, and I know that from my experience in my family. I belong to a family of doctors, so the neurologists, the cardiologists, they would do anything to have us. So your decision to become a future doctor studying in prestigious medical colleges of this country, you are very lucky to be here. Yeah, just came out from the theme of Republic Day. So people, these medullary rays will help in the radial conduction of substances. Okay, and you will also, क्योंकि ये parenchymatous tissue है, तो इसके पास power है that it can do something during secondary growth and it can become meristematic again. So you will see something happening when I teach you secondary growth in the next class. Cool. Now let's come to vascular bundles. मैंने last class में clear किया था, vascular bundle, the term means xylem and phloem both. Is that clear? Now here we don't have the radial arrangement. We have the conjoint arrangement. This is xylem and this is phloem. I'll change the pen. This is xylem. ध्यान से देखना. The outer one is phloem. Yeah. So phloem will be towards pericycle. And if the examiner has to ask you, they can. Then xylem will face towards the pith. क्योंकि मैंने आपको रूल बताया था कि conjoint vascular bundle में phloem tries to protect xylem. Phloem is always outside, xylem is always inside. Cool? If they ask such question, you can always answer. And the favorite line, ring type arrangement of vascular bundle is a characteristic feature of Dicot stem. Good? So now we also spoke about open and closed vascular bundle. Isn't it? What is an open vascular bundle? Where later on, as the plant ages and the time for secondary growth comes, there will be formation of cambium. And I taught you this with all my heart when I taught you. हमने ये 2 बार repeat किया, repeated the same thing in last class, last Monday. Differentiation, dedifferentiation, redifferentiation. We ascertained कि अगर parenchymatous tissue है या कोई भी primary permanent, not कोई भी primary permanent tissue है, it can turn meristematic again during secondary growth to form secondary permanent tissues. We did this. So now those vascular and this happens, this phenomenon happens in dicots. तो dicotyledonous stem में क्या होगा? Open vascular bundle होगा या closed vascular bundle होगा? Definitely, since the cambium is present between xylem and phloem, it will be an open vascular bundle. और अगर मैं monocot stem की बात करूं, तो it will be a closed vascular bundle. Is that clear? Now, don't forget that in primary xylem or the first formed xylem, you have 2 variants, that is protoxylem and metaxylem. So, हमने root में देखा था that metaxylem is present in the center and at the periphery we have the protoxylem. Yeah, this kind of arrangement is exact, but the opposite of this, यानी कि pith की तरफ protoxylem होगा और periphery पर होगा metaxylem, more towards the pericycle. Isn't it? एक साइड पर pericycle है और एक साइड पर pith है, अगर मैं close proximity की बात करूं. So this is endark arrangement. Yeah, this endark arrangement of xylem is a feature of stem. With me on this? These features of vascular bundles should be not mugged up, understood. Very good. So all in all, once again, we apply the knowledge of tissue system or organize the 3 tissue systems in this very organ of Dicot stem. Epidermal tissue system को organize कर दिया. We studied about trichomes, cuticle, little bit of stomata. फिर vascular bundles हमने अभी discuss किए, the 4 features which you should know in your heart. Cool? और ग्राउंड टिश्यू सिस्टम में थोड़ा सा ट्वीकिंग है, और उसको रटना नहीं है, हमेशा ध्यान रखना है कि मैं किस ऑर्गन को पढ़ रहा हूं, मैं किस ऑर्गन की बात कर रहा हूं. तो यहां पर अगर रूट से कंपेयर करते रहोगे, हाइपोडर्मिस है, वो वहां पर नहीं है. और क्यों है? यू हैव टू ट्रेन, कंसिडर इट एज अ डिफरेंट पर्सन व्हाइल यू प्रिपेयर. इट्स अ ट्रेनिंग. विनय, कौन सी क्लास लेनी है यार? जिस क्लास में बैठे हो उसमें तो बी अटेंटिव देयर एटलीस्ट. और कोई क्लास लेनी है, यू कैन ऑलवेज विजिट द वेबसाइट. चलिए, सो हाइपोडर्मिस, जनरल कॉर्टेक्स, एंडोडर्मिस, इस सीक्वेंस को याद रखना एंड सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ ऑल द लेयर्स. अब आ जाते हैं मोनोकॉट स्टेम. आशीष, मुझे बताओ कि अगर मैं डाइकॉट स्टेम पढ़ रही हूं और मोनोकॉट स्टेम पढ़ रही हूं, व्हाट इज द बेस्ट मेथड नाउ टू स्टडी मोनोकॉट स्टेम? मोनोकॉट रूट कैसे पढ़ी थी? हाउ डिड आई टीच यू मोनोकॉट रूट? बाय लुकिंग एट व्हाट? अभी अभी डाइकॉट स्टेम पढ़ी है, यू वांट टू अप्रिशिएट द एनाटॉमी ऑफ मोनोकॉट स्टेम. हाउ विल यू अप्रिशिएट इट? Always and always look at the differences. Cool? So I've come with the differences. Or first we will appreciate monocot stem a little bit. Okay? So ये हमारे 3 tissue systems हैं, ये हमारी कुछ important layers हैं. So we see the epidermis and monocot stem. Again, I took a ring, I saw a transverse section and I got the epidermis. I did see hypodermis, but hypodermis के बाद I am lost. मैंने section लिया monocot stem का and I observed under the microscope. I could see epidermis. I'm like happy, yeah, it's like dicot stem. नहीं आशीष, always appreciate the difference. Okay? उसके बाद मैंने देखा hypodermis. I'm happy. Cool? Hypodermis के बाद मुझे कुछ नहीं मिला. There's no pericycle. हाइपोडर्मिस के बाद जनरल कॉर्टेक्स थी, एंडोडर्मिस थी. अगर मैं सीक्वेंस में बात करूं, कुछ भी नहीं है. All I see is बहुत सारे vascular bundles, maybe more than dicot stem. फैले हुए हैं, they are scattered. In what? Parenchymatous tissue. Okay, so what does that tell you? See, monocots, people always remember whenever you're studying botany, monocots have tried to, they're more advanced plants in the course of evolution and they have tried to simplify their body. They always try to simplify their body. और बार बार आपको स्पेशल जो एम्स क्वेश्चंस हैं, जब एम्स का पेपर अलग से होता था, पोएसी फैमिली या ग्रास फैमिली पे बहुत क्वेश्चंस आते थे, बिकॉज वी गेट टू सी दीज एडवांस्ड फीचर्स इन दैट फैमिली वेरी इजीली. ओके, सो इट्स वेरी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड मोनोकॉट स्टेम once you've understood dicot stem. Epidermis is absolutely same, closely packed unilayered parenchymatous cells, प्रोटेक्टिव इन फंक्शन. लेकिन यहाँ पर मोनोकॉट स्टेम ने बोला कि देखो, वी आर यूजुअली ग्रासेस, वी आर नॉट ह्यूज ट्रीज, हमें जरूरत नहीं है स्टेम हेयर की. सो इस एपिडर्मिस में स्टेम हेयर ईदर विल बी रिड्यूस्ड और एब्सेंट. उतने नहीं होंगे जितने डाइकॉट स्टेम में है. आप देखोगे कि मोनोकॉट्स विल ट्राई टू सिंप्लीफाई देयर बॉडी. ओके, यस, क्यूटिकल विल बी प्रेजेंट, स्पेशली डिपेंडेंट ऑन द हैबिटेट ऑफ द प्लांट. अब बात आती है हाइपोडर्मिस की. ये गलती मत करना, हाइपोडर्मिस ऑफ डाइकॉट स्टेम इज collenchymatous, but hypodermis, yes, hypodermis will be multi-layered. 2 to 4 layered structure होता है हाइपोडर्मिस. इट इज मेड अप ऑफ ग्रासेस. को रियलाइज हुआ कि वी नीड स्ट्रेंथ, वी डोंट हैव मच ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ. बॉडी है ही कितना, एरियल पोर्शन थोड़ा सा ही है. सो इसको आप लिख लें, हाइपोडर्मिस इज मेड अप ऑफ स्क्लेरेन्काइमा सेल्स. विनय वही तो कर रहे हो यार, और क्या कर रहे हो? ऑनलाइन बॉटनी की क्लास ही तो कर रहे हो. अच्छा शालिनी बेटा, ये जो स्कैटर्ड वर्ड है ना, इससे इतने क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, इतने क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. आई एम ग्लैड यू हैव रिटन दैट. ओके, आगे चलते हैं. अब प्रॉब्लम ये आ गई कि प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इट्स वेरी इजी फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड. और इसमें से घुमा घुमा कर स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस बहुत आ रहे हैं रिसेंटली. इन लास्ट 5-6 years आई हैव सीन बहुत ही ज्यादा आ रहा है ये. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट और इनकरेक्ट अबाउट मोनोकॉट एंड डाइकॉट स्टेम. और एग्जामिनर 4 ऑप्शंस में ही आपका पूरे का पूरा कंपैरेटिव एनाटॉमी चेक कर रहा है. Paper is easy, it's only coming from NCERT, but it's not for people who are mugging up, to be very, very honest with you. It's not. Earlier, people could fare well even if they mugged up the concepts. क्योंकि direct questions आते थे, इस structure को क्या बोलते हैं, what is this opening known as, what is this special exception, what is the example. बहुत एग्जाम्पल बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस आते थे. नाउ इट इज प्योरली कॉन्सेप्ट बेस्ड. सो याद रखिएगा कि हाइपोडर्मिस के बाद देयर इज एब्सेंस ऑफ जनरल कॉर्टेक्स. व्हाट इज जनरल कॉर्टेक्स? पैरेन्काइमेटस कॉर्टेक्स. क्योंकि हम ऐसा मानते हैं कि कॉर्टेक्स हो ना हो, पैरेन्काइमेटस तो है ही स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द रूट इटसेल्फ. तो उसको बोल दिया गया जनरल कॉर्टेक्स or the general ground tissue. So this is absent. Endodermis is absent. कुछ भी नहीं है. आशीष ने जैसा बोला पेरीसाइकिल. आशीष आपने गलत बोला. पेरीसाइकिल इज एब्सेंट इन मोनोकॉट स्टेम. और उसके बाद कौन सी लेयर होती है? पिथ. दैट इज ऑल्सो एब्सेंट. अब अगर पिथ नहीं है तो मेड्यूलरी रेज भी तो एब्सेंट होंगी. आई रिमेंबर वन ऑफ माई एक्सीलेंट स्टूडेंट्स getting a score of around 650, 680 in all the mock tests that I had for him. ये सवाल गलत कर दिया. Medullary rays are present in monocot stem, but it was a mock test. It was probably his last mock test before his NEET exam, and you think that you're so good with the concept, you've studied it 10 times, 15 times, but these are some silly mistakes. तो ध्यान रखो, थोड़ा वहां पर दिमाग को लेकर जाना है एग्जाम सेंटर में. अवे फ्रॉम ऑल द एंग्जाइटी, ऑल द नॉइज दैट यू एक्सपीरियंस एनीवे. सो अगर पिथ नहीं है तो बताओ मेड्यूलरी रेज कहां से आएंगी? बिकॉज दे आर अराइजिंग फ्रॉम द पिथ इटसेल्फ. यस, एनसीईआरटी फेल्स टू एक्सप्लेन दैट, एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई एम हियर. So nothing is there, no ground tissue after hypodermis. उसके बाद हमें पैरेन्काइमेटस ग्राउंड टिश्यू काफी मैसिव मिलता है with abundant intracellular spaces. Intercellular spaces, सांस लेने के लिए, and conduction of substances. और ये जो scattered word है, see, that's how BYJU'S is different. जिस वर्ड से, उस एक वर्ड से जिससे क्वेश्चन आया है, आपको दिखेगा आपकी क्लासेस में वो ऑटोमेटिकली हाईलाइटेड है. दैट्स हाउ द टीम इज कमिटेड. बट ओनली अ वेरी serious student will be able to understand how BYJU'S classes are different from anything else. Okay, so other children might read it, they are just scattered, that is a ring arrangement, and perhaps try to learn it. But question इस word से recently पूछा गया है. They are scattered. There is no concentric arrangement seen in monocot stem. I'm repeating it. अब ये जो scattered vascular bundle हैं, इनमें फर्क क्या है? What is the difference? My constant attention is on the difference. They are conjoined, that is phloem and xylem together, but are they open or closed? अब तक तो immediately answer आना चाहिए, it is closed, because monocots में secondary growth will be absent. One more thing, जो vascular bundles में phloem parenchyma है, that is absent. Like I told you, monocots are making their life simple. They are smarter plants. They just don't want phloem parenchyma. They just don't want that kind of इतनी ज़्यादा storage. और monocots का life span बहुत कम होता है. वो जल्दी मरते हैं, जल्दी ग्रो करते हैं. When you're done studying the entire subject, you will be able to appreciate these finer points. So, a very peculiar characteristic feature is the presence of bundle sheath. Bundle sheath. If you're writing, please write this down. This is a point we often miss. Vascular bundles के around एक sort of एक sheath means covering, okay, and that is made up of sclerenchyma. So monocot stem में तुम्हारे लिए आसान अगर मुझे बनाना है, collenchyma we don't encounter usually. We have sclerenchymatous hypodermis, and bundle sheath cells around vascular bundles are also sclerenchymatous. इनमें you can see chloroplasts sometimes, but then don't go there. Just remember the nature of the bundle sheath cells. Okay? Who has written? Ashish has written. Conjoined closed. Very good. You know what? You guys, I've seen a change. Ki ab you are usually talking the subject in the chat box. I can see you people turning more focused. And that is very, very good. Keep it up. और जैसे ही मैंने तारीफ करी, लक्ष्य का ऐसा एक मैसेज आ जाता है जिससे मुझे पता लग गया कि he is not attentive. लक्ष्य, I don't have any strategies. Like I told you, that is how BYJU'S classes are different. यहाँ पर खड़े होकर आपको ऐसी strategies नहीं बताई जाएंगी. You know, you can find somewhere else कि ऐसी ट्रिक्स करो तो पूरे मार्क्स आ जाएंगे, ये चैप्टर इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये पढ़ लेना तो बॉटनी में फुल स्कोर आ जाएगा. आई डोंट डू दैट. द ओनली वे टू स्कोर परफेक्ट स्कोर, वो भी आपने पूछा है, इन बॉटनी इज टू स्टडी 10 times and work hard. Okay? Cool people, let's go further. Now there is no secondary growth. ये बताने की जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए, जाहिर सी बात है, there is no secondary growth. Now, please don't get confused in this. कोई आपको दुनिया का कोई एग्जामिनर कोई पेपर कंफ्यूज ना कर पाए. No, don't be sorry, बच्चा. I understand that you ask these questions because you get to hear all these things a lot. Score 100% in this subject by doing this. There's only one way to score 100%, and I can say that for physics also, जिससे मेरा दूर तक कोई रिश्ता नहीं है. Chemistry also. Just work hard, and every chapter has to be done. Don't let people tell you, do this chapter, leave this chapter, leave this part of chemistry, leave this part of physics. It doesn't work like that. The paper is very, very well planned. More so now, since the pattern has changed, since state PMTs are over. Okay, getting back to the subject. Don't let anybody confuse you. यहाँ पर भी एंडार्क xylem होता है. The only difference in, आपको इसीलिए मैं बोल रही हूँ, make a table. Alright, while sitting in the class or after the class, writing the differences, and I'm going to actually show you how to write the differences between monocot stem and dicot stem. Everything is same, just that they are closed vascular bundles, and यहाँ पर bundle sheath है. Okay, so protoxylem का arrangement is still endark. One of my favorite questions in monocot stem, because it's a rank booster question, is characteristic feature of the presence of water-filled cavities. मोनोकॉट्स ने ये रियलाइज किया कि मुझे अपनी बॉडी में ना बहुत ही ज्यादा एक्सटेंसिव वैस्कुलर बंडल, बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा सा डिजाइन नहीं चाहिए कि जाइलम में बहुत सारी वेसल्स हैं, बहुत सारी कंडक्शन हो रही है, बिकॉज मैं ग्रास हूँ, माई बॉडी इज वेरी माई बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर इज वेरी स्मॉल. I am going to survive with minimal structure. So now, as the grass grows, that sounded like a tongue twister to me. Okay, as the grass grows, working well here, the xylem vessels, अंदर की स्टोरी ये है कि उसके वो भी प्रोटोजाइलम की जो वेसल्स हैं वो डिसॉल्व हो जाती हैं, वो गायब हो जाती हैं. They just cease to exist. और उस स्पेस में भाई जाइलम है, जाइलम में there are some number of vessels. सडनली ग्रास ने रियलाइज किया कि मैं थोड़ी कम वेसल से कंडक्शन कर लूंगी, बट आई नीड टू स्टोर वाटर. And the xylem vessels or sometimes xylem parenchyma dissolutes. The word is dissolutes or dissolves, which just means it just ceases to exist. और वहां पर एक cavity बन जाती है. Cavity का मतलब होता है space. And these are called water cavities, a feature of monocot stem, not dicot stem. Okay? Water filled cavities. So bundle sheath and water filled को याद रखना और scattered word को याद रखना. Again and again we are focusing on the important questions, and this is the entire transverse section with the organization of the tissues, tissue systems or tissues. Yeah, now this is my favorite part. अगर मैं आपके साथ रिविजन कर रही होती और in an advanced batch where children are very good with their basics, I would have directly gone to the differences. So this chapter that people are scared of can be, the entire chapter can be revised in maximum 30 minutes. You have to get to that phase, that level. It's Ashish, it's simply protection, उनको collapse से बचाने के लिए और protect करने के लिए. Okay people, the differences, very very important. Hypodermis in dicot stem is collenchymatous. You just saw in monocot stem it is sclerenchymatous. Ground tissue में सिर्फ hypodermis मिलती है monocot में, और dicot में सारी layers आपने अभी मेरे साथ पढ़ी है. Starch sheath, what is starch sheath? It is endodermis. तो जाहिर है monocot stem में it is absent. Then we talk about medullary rays. I told you, याद रखना, this was a question missed by a student of mine. Agar, that's why I've added it here. Medullary rays will be absent. Vascular bundles आपने देखा open है, closed है, arranged in a ring and they are scattered. The arrangement is scattered. Secondary growth will happen, secondary growth will not happen. Chalo, are we ready for the last organ anatomy, which is dicot and monocot leaf? And if you understand dicot leaf, comparatively monocot leaf is the easiest part of this chapter. लीफ बेचारा वैसे ही बहुत ही नाजुक, इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल, इट्स अ वेरी फ्रेजाइल, वेरी it's a very small appendage, but doing one of the greatest functions of photosynthesis. Pramesh, you should come in the class at time. I'm not going to go to dicot stem now. Okay, Ashish is ready and excited. सबके pen और notes ready है for the questions. I'll go to leaf. अब जो लोग, बहुत सारे आप में से लोग हैं who were not here during the morphology classes, yeah? You know leaf is a lateral appendage and a very prominent part in the lamina of the leaf. अगर मैं सिर्फ lamina is the part of the leaf out of the three part, the epipodium part, which is doing actually everything, and it has to face the physical forces, strong winds, high temperature, very harsh sunlight. मानते हो ये बात? So we focus a lot, not we, plant focuses a lot on the morphology and anatomy of this lamina to adapt to the environment. ये चीज याद रख लेना, okay? So that you don't mug it up. Now, leaf का जो conducting system है, that is present in the veins and veinlets. ये सब लोगों को याद है? इसी याद के साथ now you can understand the internal structure. So we will do dicot leaf. अब लीफ में सेकेंडरी ग्रोथ नहीं होती, ओके? यहां पर कैम्बियम का कोई, you will not study that. लेकिन dicot leaf node पर present होता है, is mostly seen growing like this. Consider my hand as the leaf, this is the stem. यानी कि it is very very exposed to the sunlight parallel to the floor, parallel to the earth. Okay, this is a peculiar feature of most of dicot leaves. ध्यान रखना that it is very dangerously exposed to harsh sunlight. So it is going to do something to protect the upper surface from increased transpiration. You will always see that the upper surface of the leaf is more green and lower surface of the leaf is lighter in color. Why and what is happening we will study in the anatomy. Morphologically हमें पता है कि dicots में we have the network venation or the reticulate venation. यानी कि veins and veinlets are forming a jal, a network. We don't have a confusion in this, right? This is reticulate venation. We will apply this morphological concept to anatomy, to anatomical concept of dicot leaf. Are we ready? Again, you guys are busy in the chat box. Not good for you. Awesome for me. Not good for you. Listen to these finer concepts. These are not spoken like this in the textbooks. Now, dicot leaf में दो terms हमेशा याद रखना to ace your competitive exam. First is, it is called as a dorsiventral leaf. And the second, one of my favorite terms, is hypostomatic. अब NCERT ने पूरी कहानी बता दी है, but it has not given this term hypostomatic. इसका मतलब ये नहीं, examiner will not ask it. Okay. Now, why it is called dorsiventral leaf? या आप एनिमल किंगडम में भी पढ़ते हो, dorsal surface, ventral surface. इस leaf में the upper surface is the dorsal surface and the lower surface, not in direct contact with the sunlight, is the ventral surface. Are we together on this? Upper, lower, upper, lower. Now plant has to do something. It has to make upper surface different from the lower surface, and since these two sides of the leaf are different, it is called as a dorsiventral leaf. Are we together on this? Yeah. So क्योंकि दोनों sides different हैं, कैसे different हैं? Let's understand. Now the botanical term that we are going to use for the upper surface, of course upper surface पे epidermis है, closely packed parenchymatous cells cover, वो आपने monocot, वो आपने root में भी पढ़ा, stem में भी पढ़ा, leaf में भी epidermis है. वो एपिडर्मिस जो अपर सरफेस को कवर कर रही है, यानी कि डॉर्सल सरफेस को कवर कर रही है, वी कॉल इट द अडैक्सियल एपिडर्मिस, एंड दैट एपिडर्मिस, those closely packed parenchymatous cells which are covering the lower epidermis is called the abaxial epidermis. तो पहले तो कहानी आप याद रखो, अडैक्सियल, abaxial. Learn one, the other one follows. Cool people? Now, we also know that epidermis, like our skin, has the pores. And when we talk about the pores, which are stomata, well, leaf तो उनका घर है. Stomata have to be present on the leaf. Why? Because leaf is doing photosynthesis, और photosynthesis तो होगा ही नहीं जब तक gaseous exchange नहीं होगा. Carbon dioxide comes in, oxygen goes out. और जैसे ही ये pores खुलते हैं, transpiration, I keep saying this is the necessary evil process. Photosynthesis के साथ ही loss of water होता है, that is transpiration. और necessary क्यों है? अगर transpiration नहीं होगी, पानी जमीन से ऊपर तक नहीं आएगा. The mechanics of it you will study in the chapter of transport with me. So hold the thought. अभी समझने की जरूरत नहीं है, इतना मानो कि अगर ये लॉस नहीं हुआ तो जमीन से पानी खींचना इम्पॉसिबल है. I think you can understand that much. Okay, so that was about the importance of stomata. Now people understand, apply your common sense. मुझे पता है कि स्टोमेटा वो पोर्स हैं जो सबसे ज्यादा लीफ पर प्रेजेंट है और वो बहुत जरूरी हैं. They are not having fun there. They are doing a very important job. लेकिन अगर स्टोमेटा अपर यानी कि अडैक्सियल एपिडर्मिस पे हैं और सनलाइट काफी हार्श है, then there will be a lot of water loss and the plant will become deficient in water. तो फोटोसिंथेसिस तो होगा ही नहीं फिर. So what plant does anatomically is, उसने बोला कि ये जो एपिडर्मिस में गैप्स हैं, जो स्टोमेटा है, वो अपर एपिडर्मिस पे नहीं रखूंगा. द फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर ऑफ अ डाइकॉट लीफ पीपल. Okay, you will not, some little bit here and there will be present, but you will not see stomata on the upper surface. You will see them on the lower surface. Is that clear? So अडैक्सियल एपिडर्मिस पे इनफैक्ट क्यूटिकल अगर है तो वो थिकर होगी. क्या मुझे ये रटने की जरूरत है? नहीं. समझने की, यस. क्यूटिकल क्यों थिकर होगी? बिकॉज आई एम अडेप्टिंग माई सेल्फ टू द हार्श सनलाइट. तो मैंने पोर्स को निकाल दिया और क्यूटिकल को थिक कर दिया. कंस्पिक्वस मीन्स appreciable. You can really see that layer. Okay, now stomata with the guard cells are present on abaxial epidermis. Epidermis से नीचे जब आप आए, मैंने आपको लास्ट क्लास में बताया था, the ground tissue of leaf has been given a separate term, separate from ground tissue or stem or root, because this ground tissue doesn't care about the strength or anything, but it has to do photosynthesis. इसका एक primary काम है photosynthesis. It is richly filled with chloroplasts. तो इसके लिए conduction और आपकी strength और कुछ इतना important नहीं है जितना chloroplast होना जरूरी है. And that tissue has been given the name mesophyll tissue. We ascertained this in the last class. अब dicot leaf पर वापस चलते हैं. ध्यान रखना, leaf is trying to not lose water from adaxial epidermis. So after epidermis, the mesophyll parenchymatous tissue arranged itself in a manner कि कोई बाहर ना जा पाए. And that closely arranged, what you can see on the screen, is palisade mesophyll. The important terms about palisade mesophyll, very important terms. Recently asked question. They are vertically. Look at the diagram. Visualize, because we are not mugging up. Vertically, parallelly arranged, closely packed. सांस नहीं आना चाहिए. I don't want to lose water from adaxial epidermis, so I'm not giving the space. Without any intracellular spaces or cavities, is palisade mesophyll. Columnar cells, cylindrical cells. Okay, now अब इससे क्या हुआ? इनमें क्लोरोप्लास्ट बहुत भरकर हैं and they are packed. So palisade mesophyll becomes the main site of photosynthesis. Are we good? Epidermis तो photosynthesis करती नहीं है. Now, अब हम जब adaxial epidermis पर आते हैं, ध्यान रखना, we still need exchange of air. Palisade mesophyll कितना भी अच्छा हो, जब तक gaseous exchange नहीं होगा, photosynthesis नहीं होगा. So who is doing it? Suddenly when you travel down to the lower epidermis, the mesophyll tissue becomes spongy. Spongy because it has extensive spaces. Okay, huge spaces between the parenchymatous tissue. Why? Because it has a lot of stomata and it has the substomatal cavity through which it is in tune with the atmosphere. कि ठीक है, नीचे it's shaded, right? Sunlight की problem नहीं है. I will get the air inside. और water loss भी minimal होगा. उतना नहीं होगा जितना adaxial epidermis पर है. So I can open or close comfortably. Is that clear? That makes sense. That is pure logic. Cool. Understood. Now let's talk about, hopefully, vascular bundle. We have appreciated palisade parenchyma. We have appreciated spongy parenchyma. Large intracellular spaces with air cavities. क्योंकि यहाँ से air travel करेगी, फिर पैलिसेड के पास पहुंचेगी और वहां पर फोटोसिंथेसिस हो रहा है. इंटेलिजेंट, राइट? नेचर इज वेरी इंटेलिजेंट. टॉकिंग अबाउट वैस्कुलर बंडल्स. वैस्कुलर बंडल्स बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, दे विल बी कॉन्जॉइंट. रेडियल का कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है. नाउ व्हाट इज देयर टू बी रिमेंबर्ड? भाई द साइज, द थिकनेस ऑफ वैस्कुलर बंडल इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द वेन, ऑन द वेन एंड वेनलेट्स. अगर वेन लॉन्ग, अगर मिडरिब है, मिडरिब इज योर प्रिंसिपल, इज द सेंट्रल वेन, लॉन्गेस्ट. डाइकॉट लीफ की बात कर रहे हैं. These are your veinlets. They are much smaller, and these tertiary veinlets are even much smaller. तो जैसे जैसे वेन, पहली बात आपको बता दें, vascular bundles are present in veins and veinlets. Vein and veinlets are not taking part in photosynthesis. कोई गलत फहमी नहीं रखेंगे. There's no mesophyll tissue. ठीक है? So as the vein reduces or increases its size, the vascular bundles are sized like that. तो एक बहुत अच्छी स्टेटमेंट है that in dorsiventral leaf vascular bundles are irregular sized, different sized. Okay? Now यहां पे भी vascular bundles के पास bundle sheath है. Is that clear? But that is parenchymatous. That is different from your monocot stem. यहाँ पर sclerenchymatous bundle sheath cell नहीं है. This is not mentioned in NCERT textbook. Please write it down. Are we good? Now, xylem is always facing the, this is asked as a question in your textbook. NCERT will do like that. It will ask a question, not give the answer, but you can see something in the diagram that we don't, and it comes as a question in the exam. So I've put it here. Xylem will face the upper side of the leaf and phloem will face the lower side of the leaf. This is an important point. Cool. So this is your dicot leaf. Achha, this reminds me something, another important line hidden in NCERT. Somewhere in this stem, you will see that the book mentions the vascular bundles. Stem में ऐसा होता है that vascular bundles are more numerous and smaller towards the outer side, towards the epidermis. But as we go inside, the vascular bundles become large and fewer in number. So this is just a pattern that these organs show. So this is your dicot leaf. Yeah, important points are stomata on abaxial, epidermis, palisade and spongy mesophyll. Now we go to the easiest part of this chapter, that is monocot leaf. अगर आप monocot leaf को देखोगे, imagine grasses. Like I told you, dicot leaf इस तरह से aligned होता है, like this. But monocot leaves are usually not aligned like this. They are sort of vertical. So they are not in contact with direct sunlight as much as this leaf is, which is growing parallel to the ground. Okay, you will always see grasses like this, standing vertically. Morphologically, अब तक आपको पता लग गया that venation decides the vascular bundle. So we are reminding ourselves that monocots leaf have parallel venation. The two favorite words or the key words for monocot leaf is isobilateral. Iso is same. Bi is two. Lateral is sides. यानी कि इस लीफ में जो वर्टिकली ग्रो कर रहा है, लीफ इज नॉट स्केर्ड अबाउट ट्रांसपिरेशन. सो अपर यानी कि अडैक्सियल और अबैक्सियल एपिडर्मिस आर सेम. लैटरल इज साइड्स. बोथ द साइड्स आर सेम. सो दिस लीफ इज कॉल्ड आइसोबायलैटरल लीफ. उस तरह की अडेप्टेशंस यहाँ पर नहीं मिलेंगी. बोथ द सर्फेसेस आर सेम. If I talk about stomata, please be very, very sure that stomata will be present on both the surfaces of the standing leaf. Okay, and if I go to but that reminds me, the guard cells, we did this, will be dumbbell shaped if I talk about monocots or grasses. I forgot to tell you the other word here. After isobilateral, it is amphistomatic, and now it makes pure sense. Amphistomatic leaf क्यों होगा? Because stomata are present on both upper and lower epidermis. We are not confused. Hypo, here amphi. Amphi is 2. Are we cool? Now, how is the mesophyll tissue? Undifferentiated. And is it like palisade? No. We don't need the packing. But हाँ, उतनी बड़ी cavities नहीं होंगी. छोटी cavities होंगी. Normal parenchymatous tissue with the intercellular spaces is enough for a monocot leaf. Like I said, monocots try to simplify their life. Okay, their structure. They don't need a very complex structure, very differentiated structure. ये याद रखना that here guard cells are dumbbell shaped. We did this in the last class. Mesophyll tissue is undifferentiated. ज़रूरत नहीं है. There's no spongy or palisade. Are we good? And favorite question, bulliform cells. Now, imagine कि एक garden है जहाँ पर you have a garden and you have, when you've gone on vacation, you have nobody is watering that patch of grass. Okay, so monocots are very well adapted to water stress conditions with the help of this modification that happens in the epidermal cells. Are we good here? Yeah, this is a characteristic feature of monocot leaf. Beautiful question. Now, why are they called bulliform? Bull here signifies the very large size of these cells. Okay, so bull here is the large size. They are empty cells. If it is an empty cell, it is going to store something. Okay, so these cells are there to keep a check on the water condition of the grass. तो जब आप वेकेशन पर गए हो एंड पानी नहीं है इन द गार्डन, these bulliform cells, this empty cell, large colorless आपकी टेक्स्ट बुक इसलिए बोलती है ताकि आप ये ध्यान रखो that they are not taking part in photosynthesis. They are not worried about that. और ये cells usually around the veins, जो epidermal cells हैं, वो एकदम से large और empty cells बन जाते हैं. The modification happens along the veins. पता है क्यों? Have you thought about it? Because अगर ये midrib move करेगी, अगर ये vein move करेंगी, actually parallel venation होती है grasses में, right? अगर मैंने इस vein के around कुछ pressure changes किए, the lamina of the leaf will have to move. Because remember, लैमिना को ऐसे रखना है या ऐसे रखना है, एक्सपैंडेड रखना है या कर्ल करके रखना है, इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द वेन. वेन्स आर सपोर्टिंग द लैमिना इफ यू रिमेंबर फ्रॉम मॉर्फोलॉजी. अब ये सेल क्या करते हैं? व्हेन देयर इज नो वाटर दे बिकम फ्लैसिड. फ्लैसिड का मतलब होता है दे श्रिंक, एंड व्हेन दे श्रिंक दे कॉज the curling up of lamina inwards, curling up inwards, or roll the grass leaf. There comes the tongue twister. Roll the grass leaf inwards. तो अगर grass inward इस तरह से leaf roll हो जाएगा, the transpiration will not happen. When you come back from your vacation and water the garden, these empty cells will now be filled with water. और जैसे पानी आएगा, I told you those are called turgid cells. End osmosis हो जाएगा, those are called turgid cells. जैसे किशमिश होती है जिसको आपने पानी में भिगोया है, और वो ड्राई किशमिश, ऐसे सोच लो. So now these are also called as motor cells because they can impact the mobility of the leaf. So motor is for mobility. अगर ये ऐसे turgid है, खुश है, आपने पानी डाल दिया है, then the grass leaf will be open and exposed because it can afford to lose water by transpiration. They help in rolling and unrolling of leaves, hence called as motor leaves. Cool. Let's go further talking about the vascular bundles. अब मैंने आपको बताया कि reticulate venation है, तो vascular bundles are irregular in size. कोई बड़ा होगा, कोई छोटा होगा, depending on the size of the vein. But here we saw that the venation is parallel in monocots. मानते हो सब लोग? Parallel venation. So if parallel venation में mostly the veins are equal in size, so vascular bundles are nearly similar. हो सकता है कोई एक main vein है जिसमें they'll be larger, they'll be thicker. Okay. Here also you have the bundle sheath cells. Here also xylem is on the upper side and phloem on the lower side. I told you this is the easiest portion of the chapter. Easy for people who have done Dicot stem, Monocot stem and the root properly. Not for people who are just coming whenever they want to, studying topics in between the class. Not going to happen. It's not going to be easy for you. Okay? This is how it looks like. Cool? अब मेरा favorite part personally is differences. तो difference देखते हैं, that will revise both the anatomies, dicot and monocot. अगर मैं stomata की बात करूं, what is the difference? In dicot leaf, we see that it's not a regular pattern. Stomata are present on the lower epidermis or the abaxial epidermis. In monocot leaf, stomata are present equally on both the surfaces. इसीलिए इसको बोला मैंने isobilateral leaf. कोई problem? इसको मैंने क्या बोला? dorsiventral leaf. Is that clear? Shape of the guard cells. See, all these is not to trouble you. These are all questions. These are all questions जो अभी आप देख रहे हो. Bean shaped, dumbbell shaped. We just discussed that. Mesophyll tissue is differentiated into palisade and spongy. In monocot leaf ऐसी कोई differentiation नहीं है. Again, justifies the name, justifies that keyword. Okay? And size of vascular bundle different in dicot because reticulate venation है. Right? And same kind of size of vascular bundle in monocot because parallel venation है. अब मुझे बताओ, did you understand it properly? Dicot leaf and monocot leaf. With this, we finish the most important and a certain question from this chapter, which is organ anatomy. I really thoroughly enjoyed taking this session with you. I hope this chapter becomes very, very easy for you. Do revise the class. Abhi class khatam hone ke baad, open up your textbook. If you've taken down notes, just do a quick revision. It'll take 5 to 7 minutes and it'll really, really help you. Okay, happy Republic Day to all of you. Take care of your health. Keep smiling no matter what. And just work hard. Okay, don't waste your time in getting to know strategies, important chapters, good books, and this and that. It is actually you and only you who's going to make sure that you ace the exam and nobody else and no magic wands are going to help you. ठीक है, चलो, thank you. I'll see you in the next class with secondary growth and types of wood और जब plant बूढ़ा होता है तो क्या होता है. Alright, study well, work hard. Bye.